To all of you. So I don't know what is the reason. So the less attendance. Okay. So anyway, it is not a problem. Okay. So okay. Recording this on. Okay. So today's concept is tab navigation. Okay. So today's concept is tab navigation. So it is related to like WhatsApp. So in our WhatsApp application also, so you observe the different tabs like chats and status and calls. So like that the tabs is available. So same application, same like applications we need to develop in today's session. Okay, so before jump into the today's session, so we need to discuss the few topics like fragments. Okay, so first of all, what is fragment? Okay, so and why we need to use fragment in this particular concept? Okay, so why? Because uh, it is if we are, in case if you are using the fragments, it is less weight on your project. Okay, so compared to activity, so in previous concepts, so you all are working with activities only. Okay, so you all are working with activities only in previous application. Okay, so but in this tab navigation application, so we need to use the fragments concept. Okay, so first of all, what is fragment? Okay, so first of all, what is fragment? Fragment means it is subtype. It is a class. So it is a class, and it is subtype of activity. Okay, so fragment is a class, and it is a subtype of activity. So subtype of activity means so it is created as a layer on activity. Okay, so subtype of activity means it is created as a layer on activity. Okay, so in case if you are creating, let us assume, so this is your activity. Okay, so this blue color line is in your activity. So inside this line, so we need to create fragment. Okay, so this filled color, this filled color is a fragment. Okay, so but in background we have activities available. Okay, so in case if you want to working with these fragments, your fragment is look like this. So by default we are creating one activity, so like this blue color line. So after that, so we need to create the fragments. So in case if you want to create a number of fragments, so you can create it. So but based on your application requirements, so we can create the fragment. So in each and every fragment we will replace our fragment inside the activities. Okay, so then on, that's why so your app is running the smooth way, and at the same time your app size it size it will be reduced. Okay, so in case if you want to working with all our activities, let us assume in your app contains 100 screens. Okay, so let us assume your app contains 100 screens. Okay, so in case if you want to develop these 100 screens by using activities. Okay, so activities, so you need to create 100 activities. Okay, so 100 activities, and we need to give 100 activity configurations in your manifest.xml. Okay, so we need to configure these 100 activities. Let us assume your app size, let us assume, so your app size, it will take 15 MB. Okay, so let us assume like this. So in case if you want to working with the activities, these 100 screens, so we need to create 100 activities. We need to configure these 100 activities in your manifest file, and your app size is 15 MB. Same way, in case if you want to develop with these 100 activities with the help of fragments, so we need to create 100 fragments. Okay, so we need to create 100 fragments, and here no need to configure. Okay, so no need to configure in your manifest.xml file, and your app size, so it will take 10 MB. Okay, so let us assume. So I think so you already know the difference between um, activities and fragments in this example. Okay, so in case if you want to create these 100 screens with the help of activities, so we need to create 100 activities. Okay, so and at the same time, so you need to configure these 100 activities in your manifest.xml file. So based on your manifest.xml file, so your app size will be increasing. Okay, so based on your manifest.file and your Gradle files, so your app size will be increasing. Okay, so in case if you want to create activities, so you need to configure these 100 activities in your manifest file. So based on a manifest file, so the code is increasing, so that's why your app size is also automatically increasing. Okay, so same way, in case if you want to develop in the fragment, so we need to create 100 fragments like an activities, but the difference is no need to configure in our manifest file. Okay, so in case for fragments, we don't want to configure, and we don't need to configure these fragments in our manifest.xml file. So why? Because we are, it is a subtype of activity. So okay, so it is a subtype of activity. In case if it is activity, we need to configure, because it is a subtype of activities. That's why we don't need to configure these fragment activities in our project. Okay, so now you have a doubt, sir, without configuration of the fragments, so how to read these fragments in our Java file? That means with the help of activity. Okay, so with the help of single activity, so by default we are creating the activity, right? So inside the activity, so we have this fragment is available. Okay, so this complete blue color layer fragment is available. So okay, so we can replace n number of fragments inside the single activity. Okay, so we can replace n number of fragments, we can replace n number of fragment inside the single activity. Okay, so that's why no need to configure. So we can call the activity, so in background the activity is running, so but in foreground the fragment is working. Okay, so that's why your app size is reducing. Okay, so this is the main difference between activities and fragments. Okay, so of course the code is a little bit different compared to activities. So it is slightly different between activities and fragments. No problem. So we will tell you so how to write this, all this code, everything. Okay, so are you clear so far? So the mainly the difference between activities and fragments. Okay, so once you clear so far, so I will continue the next part, and means what are the tab navigation, how to, what are the steps we need to follow. Okay, so First of all, so you already know it. So what is the how the tab navigation is working? Okay, so let us assume. So this is your mobile screen. Okay, so let us assume this is your mobile screen. So in this mobile screen, so we have title. Okay, so this is the title. That means so your application name will be appear here, and after that, so we have different tabs is available like this. Okay. Okay, so like this tabs is available like this. So in that, so we can display their icons are uh, title. So that's based on our interest. So app title here. Happen. Okay, so here the tab titles is available here. So like charts, status, and the last one is calls. Okay, so that the tab navigation will be displaying like this. Okay, so here we need to display the group of fragments at a time. Okay, so in case if you are observed clearly, in the app will contains the charts fragments and status fragment and calls fragment. Okay, so but we can display these three fragments at a time, but we are working with only one fragment. So in case if you want to working with the only charts, only this charts fragment will be in active state. The rest of these two fragment, that is the status and calls, these two are in deactive state. Okay, if you want to open this status fragment, the rest of the two fragment, that is charts and calls, these two fragments in will be in deactive state, the status fragment in a active state. In case if you want to open this calls fragment, these two fragments, that is calls and charts and status fragments will be in deactive state, and calls will be in active state. Okay, so this is the app requirement. Okay, so the same functionality will be applicable in our fragments, but it is not applicable in activity. So in case if you want, if you are creating the activity, all activities in active state. Okay, all activities are in active state in background, but in fragment doesn't like that. Okay, so it is the main advantage in our fragments. Okay, so so we have one more complexity here. So at a time we need to display these three fragments at a time. That means charts, status, and calls. Okay, so we need to display these three fragments at a time. Okay, so what is the requirement? So what is the functionality we need to implement these three fragments at a time? So as of now, we are implementing the single components. Okay, so in case if you are creating the button, so we need to configure the button. In case if you are creating the edit test, we need to configure the edit test. If you are creating the test view, you are configuring the test view. But in this project, so we need to display three parts at a time. So how to configure these three parts at a time? Okay, so for this type of applications, we have adapters. Okay, so few adapter classes is available. Okay, so we have few adapter classes. Okay, so few adapter classes is available. So based on our project requirement, these adapter classes will be changing. Okay, so in this tab navigation, so we have different adapter class. So inside this tab navigation, so we need to display shit. Just wait a minute. Okay, see, in this tab navigation, so only, so we have separate adapter class is available. Okay, so in case if you are observing in our charts WhatsApp application, in charts, so inside this charts we have designing like this. Okay, so one image view and one text view, that means for displaying the name or number, so whatever it is. Okay, so after that, so it will display the last message of the particular person. Okay, so in each and every row contains this type of designing. So for this type of designing, so we have separate adapter classes available. Okay, so for this type of for these tabs, we have different adapter classes available, and for this type of displaying, we have separate adapter classes available. Okay, so after completion of this concepts, I will tell you this concept also. Okay, so no problem for that. Okay, so first of all, let us complete this tab navigation. Okay, so I think so you have a doubt on so what is adapter. Okay, so this adapter, so why we are using this adapter class means, so in case let us take an example of your WhatsApp again. So we have some data is available with you. Okay, so in your data it contains one image, like image view and a text views. Okay, so in case if you have 100 records is available with you, so for displaying these 100 records we need to create 100 image views and 100 test views, right? Are you agree with me? So for displaying these 100 records, okay, so for displaying these 100 records, we need to create 100 image views and 100 test views. Are you agree with me? Because each test view it will take only one record. Same way each image view it will contains only one image view. Okay, so that's why we need to create 100 records. Okay, so but so in case if you are creating like this, so it will take a lot of time, and it's that app also it's look like bad. Okay, so that's why we need to configure these 100 records to only one record. Okay, so we need to create only one record. That means for displaying 100 records, so we need to create only one image view and one test view in a separate XML file. So we need to reuse this data. Okay, so we need to reuse this data based on this length size. That means based on this record, based on this size, in case if you have 1000 records, so we need to reuse it. Okay, so what is the best option for creating the 100 records or for creating the one record for reusing? So what is the best option? సో అంటే 100 రికార్డ్స్ని క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవటం అనేది ఈజీగా ఉండిద్దా, లేదంటే సింగిల్ రికార్డ్ అనేది క్రియేట్ చేసుకొని దాన్ని రీయూజ్ చేయడం అనేది ఈజీగా ఉండిద్దా? సో దట్స్ వాట్ మై క్వశ్చన్. ఓకే, సో థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ నాట్ రెస్పాండింగ్. ఓకే, ఓకే, సో as per my opinion, so this is the best option. So for creating 100 records, we need to use only one record, and after that we need to reuse these records. Okay, so we need to reuse these data. Okay, so in case if you are doing like that, so we have uh, the time complexity is reducing. At the same time, the application also the speed is increasing. Okay, so I will prefer this. Okay, so in case if you want to create like this, so we need to create the adapter classes. Okay, so we need to create the adapter classes. Okay, so why? Because in case if you want to reuse the particular view, so we need to configure this data inside the adapter classes. Okay, so now, okay, so adapter means it is used to display the group of objects at a time. Okay, so generally, so we are using the adapters for displaying the group of data. Okay, so here the chats and status and calls, these all are one group. Okay, so that's why, so we need to display with the help of adapters. In here also, in recycle in these contacts applications also, image view and this test view and this last message, it is also combination of the group. Okay, so that's why here also we need to use the adapters. Okay, so that's why the adapter concept will be included in this concept. Okay, so this is the reason, so we need to use the adapters. Okay, so this is all about the theory part of tab navigation and adapters. Okay, so the next one is steps to implementing the tab navigation. Okay, so steps to implement the tab navigation. Okay, so it is a little bit advanced concept, so which is discussed in the previous compared to previous concepts. Okay, so first step one. Okay, so step one, adding dependency. Okay, so adding dependency, so which is material related dependency. Okay, so which is material related dependency. So why? Because it is advanced. I mean, we are using the latest version, so that's why we need to configure this type of dependency. See here, in this step, so you need to know, so what is the dependency. Okay, so what is dependency means? It is nothing but library. So in this library, so we have some predefined classes is available. Okay, okay. So in library dependency is nothing but library. So in libraries we have different suggestions is available. I mean the different classes is available. Okay, so in dependencies we have some library dependencies, nothing but libraries. In libraries we have some predefined classes is available. So that means, so why we need to use this dependent library means, so without implementing the that predefined classes, so we don't need to implementing the predefined classes. So that's why, so we are using these library files. So okay, so general one thing. So so we need to use these library files. If you are using these library files, so you can develop amazing applications. Okay. Okay. So but we are using the latest Android Studios, so that's why so no need to implementing this dependency. So it will automatically configure. So I will tell you. I will show you. So this dependency is available or not. No problem. Okay, the next step is so create view pager. Okay, so create view pager. See here, view pager means so it is nothing but so to scrolling the horizontal way. Okay, so you already know it. So in your WhatsApp contains uh, three tabs. So so you need to use the swiping. So based on the swiping only, so you need to navigate from one fragment to another fragment. Okay, so for that purpose we need to use this view pager concept. Okay, so and create a view pager. So create a view pager and configure into Java file. Okay, so configure into Java file. Okay, so this is configuration means so with the help of id, so we can configure the view pager. Okay, so and after that, so create tab layout, not table layout. So it is a tab layout. Same it is also, so we need to configure into Java file. Okay, so create a tab layout and configure into Java file. So tab layout means for displaying the tabs. Okay, so for a view pager means for displaying for using the swiping purpose. For tab layout means for using the displaying the tabs. Okay, so first of all we need to complete these three steps. Okay, so in XML part, so after that, so we need to configure, we need to create the Java file. So the fourth step is create adapter class. So create adapter class. See here in so we are implementing the tab navigation related adapter. Okay, so for implementing the tab navigation related adapter, so the syntax is look like this. Class. So here I am using some my class name is the tab adapter, my adapter. So for understanding purpose, here I am writing like this. So this is the syntax. Okay, so this is the syntax. So class name. So here my adapter is my class name. So this class name should be extends with either fragment pager adapter or fragment state pager adapter. Okay, so you can use anything. So okay, so you can use either fragment pager adapter and fragment state pager adapter. Okay, so but both functionality is common. But the main difference is in case if you are using the fragment pager adapter, so this fragment pager adapter will support for both static and dynamic type of data. Okay, so in case sorry if in case if you are using the fragment pager adapter, so it will support only static type of data. Okay, so it will support only static type of data. Okay, so in case if you are using the fragment state pager adapter, so it will support both static and dynamic. Okay, so you already know the difference between a static and dynamic. Okay, so in case if you are using this fragment pager adapter, so it will support only static type of data. That means which cannot read by the user. Okay, so fragment state pager adapter means it will use for both static and dynamic. That means it will the tabs will be added by the users. Okay, so this is the main difference between fragment pager adapter and fragment state pager adapter. So you can use anything. Okay, so after that, Okay, so inside this one, so you need to implement the methods. So implement methods. So what are the methods we need to implement? So like get count method and get item method. Okay, so these are the two methods we need to implement, and along with these two methods, so we need to create one constructor. Okay, so we need to create one constructor. Okay, so these are the functionalities we need to implement inside this adapter class. Okay, so count method. So, okay, so this count methods will indicates so how many fragment means how many tabs we need to swipe. Okay, so in case if you are creating the, let us assume, so if you are creating 3 tabs, you need to give the count is 3. Okay, so in case if you have 10 tabs, okay, so you need to give the count is 10. Okay, so based on your tabs, you need to mention here your count. Okay, and after that, so this get item method. Okay, so this get item method so indicates so you need to configure your fragments. Okay, so here, so you need to configure the fragments. Okay, so in this get item method only, so you need to configure your fragments. In case if you are creating the 100 fragments, you need to configure those 100 fragments inside the get item method. Okay, so these are the functionalities available in your adapter classes. Okay, so in case if you want to set any titles, okay, so in each and every tab we have a title is also available. In case if you want to set the titles, so you need to implement get page title method. Get page title method. So it is optional method. So based on your requirements, so you can implement it. So inside this get page title method, so you need to mention your titles. Okay, so your titles. Okay, so this is your adapter functionality. Okay, this is your adapter functionality. Okay, this is the fourth step, and the next step is fifth step is, so here all of you observe carefully. Your entire complete functionality will be available in your adapter class. Okay, so your app functionality, whatever the functionality you are developing up to now, so this complete functionality is available in our adapter class. So now we need to configure this adapter class inside your activity. Okay, so inside your activity, that means inside your onCreate method. Okay, so now we need to set this adapter. We need to set this adapter to view pager. So why? Because we need to set this adapter to your view pager means your view pager will take care of these fragments. That means for swiping. Okay, so your view pager will take care of this swiping purpose. Okay, so that's why, so we need to set this adapter to your view pager. Okay, so now one more requirement is available along with your in case if you are sometimes, so if you are clicking your tabs. Okay, so if you are clicking the tabs also, you need to change your fragments. So that's why we need to configure this tab layout also. So okay, so in case if you are doing like that, so we need to set up with vpager. There is a method called set up with vpager to your tab layout. Okay, so after completion of this adapter, so you need to implement these two steps. So after that, so your complete application will be working fine. So in case if you are forgot to implementing these two steps, so you need to miss it. the functionality is missing. Okay, so without implementing the set adapter to the view pager, so you are unable to see the output. Only the empty screen is available. Okay, so after this one, the swiping is applicable, but the tabs is not the tab swiping is not applicable. If you are clicking the tabs, it doesn't perform any action. So okay, so if you are implementing this sixth step, then only, so if you are clicking the tab, then only after that, so the tab fragment will be replacing. Okay, so these are the 6 steps we need to implementing for creating the tab navigation. Okay. Okay, so I will repeat once again. Yes, I will repeat once again these steps. The first step one is adding the dependency. Okay, so adding dependency is nothing but library. So inside the in this library, so we have different classes is available. So based on these classes, we need to use these tab navigation properties. That means without implementing this dependency, this view pager and this tab layout is not coming. Okay, by default, we have a few properties like button, test view, and edit test, and radio buttons like that. So, but in case if you want to configure this view pager and this tab layout, we need to configure this dependency. Okay, so we need to configure this dependency. Okay, so that's why we need to call this dependency, that is material dependency. After that, so we need to create the view pager for displaying the swiping and configure that ID in your Java file. And after that, so we need to create the tab layout. So that file also we need to configure the Java file. And the fourth step is create the adapter class. So in our adapter class is look like this. It is a syntax. So class, it is a my adapter. My adapter is your class name. So instead of my adapter, so you can create any name. So because it is a user defined class. Okay, so and after that, so extends with this class name. Okay, so that is either fragment pager adapter or fragment state pager adapter. Okay, so fragment pager adapter or fragment state pager adapter. Okay, so if you are taking this both the app functionality is common. The main thing is in case if you want to display the static, so you can use fragment pager adapter. So in case if you want to display the dynamics also, so you can use this fragment pager adapter. The fragment pager adapter will support only static type of data. Fragment state pager adapter, okay, so fragment state pager adapter will support for both dynamic and static. Okay, so after that, so we have this type of data is available. So inside this adapter class, we need to create our constructor and two methods, that is get count and get item. So inside the get count method, so in case if you want to count 100 fragments, so you need to give here 100 number. Okay, so just you need to return the particular number. Okay, so and after that, so we need to create uh, fragments. In case if you don't want to create the fragments, you are unable to display the tab navigation, so that's why we need to create the fragments. Okay, so after that, so we have get page title method. So it is an optional method. Get page title is, so because some application it contains only the icons, some titles, some projects it contains only the titles. Okay, so in case if you want to implementing the titles, so you need to implementing this get page title method. Okay, so inside the get page title method only, so you need to mention the titles. Okay, so this is the functionality of your adapter class. Okay, so and after that, so we need to set this adapter to the view pager. So why? Because this view pager and tab layout which is available in our inside your activities. Okay, so but we are implementing this entire functionality in our helper class. That means in our adapter class. Adapter class is uh, another name is helper classes. Okay, so we need to set this adapter to your view pager, and after that, so we need to set up with view pager to your tab layout. So in case if you are forgot to implementing this sixth step, so we are unable to implementing the click event, means if you are clicking the tab layout, so we are unable to change the fragment. Okay, so in case if you are doing like that, so we need to implementing these 6 steps. Okay, so this is all about the theory part. Okay, so this is all about the theory part of tab navigation. Okay, so are you clear so far? So okay, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, okay, so now all of you open your Android Studios. Okay, so as we discussed in the previous theory part, so this is all about the theory part of the tab navigation. So now coming to the practical session. Okay, so now all of you create new Android Studio project. Okay, so coming to our Android Studios, so click on create new Android project. So create new Android project, select empty activity, select empty activity, then click on next, then click on next. So just to give your project name is tab navigation. Give your project name is tab navigation. Okay, so give your project name is tab navigation. Then click on finish. Then click on finish. Okay, so now project is building. So it takes some time to complete it. So meanwhile, so if you have any doubts, so you may please ask. Okay, so now my project is gradually is building. So I hope from your end also it is completed. Okay, so now so we need to create, need to follow these steps, and we need to implement in the tab navigation, right? Okay, so in these steps, the first step is adding the dependency. First step is adding the dependency. How to add the dependency? Okay, so first of all, you need to observe the what are the dependencies is available in our project. Okay, so now all of you observe carefully here. So here there is option called Gradle scripts. Okay, so here there is an option called Gradle scripts. If you are expanding these Gradle scripts, so we have a few different files is available, like builder Gradle and builder Gradle module. Okay, so Gradle wrapper properties, program rules, Gradle properties, settings, and local properties. Okay, so here without these Gradle files, we are unable to run our Android applications. Okay, so these are the supporting files. Okay, so here the second file, that is build.gradle file. That the second file, that is build.gradle file. We just to open this Gradle file. In case if you are opening this Gradle file, so it is look like this. Okay, so here this dependency is already added. Okay, so this is the dependency. Okay, so implementation com.google.android.material.material colon 1.2.0 is the library for the tab navigation. And of course it is also for the implementing the material design also, it is not a problem. Okay, so it is the dependency for the tab navigation. I hope so from your end also it is available with in our projects. Okay, so it is not a problem. Okay, so this is the dependency. Okay, so I will show you tomorrow's session, so how to add these dependencies manually. Okay, so for this today's session, this dependency is automatically added. So no need to add again and again. Okay. Okay, so now the first step is completed, that is add the dependency. So now we need to create the view pager and the tab layout steps. That means the second and third steps we need to create it. Okay, so now all of you go to your activity underscore main.xml file. All of you go to activity underscore main.xml file. So by default it is a constraint layout. Okay, so by default it is a constraint layout. So please change this constraint layout to linear layout. Okay, so please change this constraint layout to linear layout. Please change this constraint layout to linear layout and removing this test view also. Okay, so removing this test view also. Okay, so first of all you need to create the tab layout, and so give the orientation also. So orientation as a vertical. Orientation as a vertical. So now create tab layout. See, this is the property for coming from the material design. Okay, so without adding the dependency, this property is unable to identify. Okay, so the button is available and edit test is available, but this type of properties is coming from the dependencies. That means library files. Okay, so com.google.android.material.tabs.tab layout. Okay, so select this one. So here in tab layout, width as a match parent. So why? Because it will occupy the full screen of width. Each and every mobile phone, it will occupy the full screen of the width. Okay, the next one. So height as a wrap content. Why? Because in each and every applications, the tabs is occupy the limited space. Okay, so it will occupy the limited space only. Okay, so you can give the ID. So you can give the ID as a tab. Okay, so here I'm using the tab. Okay, so these are three properties is enough. So so in case if you want to use any additional properties, so it is not a problem, so you can use. So that means for implementing the background colors or for implementing the test colors, so it is a slightly different, like background color, tab, test color, so like that. Okay, okay, so that's your interest. So in case if you want to implement it, so you can implement it. So I want to implement the background color. So in case if you want to implement background, so you just give any number like that. So after that, so just click on this color palette. So it will open. So you can choose any different color. So that's your interest. Okay, so here I'm choosing this color. So later, so I want to change this test color. So by default, the test color is black. By default, the test color is black color. So now I want to change this test color to white. Okay, so tab test color. So here these properties is available inside the tab. So that's why here I'm using the tab test color. Okay, so tab test color. So here I'm using the white color. So in case if you want to use the white color, so all codings are F, all F's. Okay. So now I want to use the view pager component. I want to create the view pager component. Select, type view pager. So here in suggestions, here there is a options called Android X.viewpager.widget.viewpager, and viewpager 2 is also available. See, viewpager 2 means so it will swipe from the vertical formation. So it will coming from the vertical formation. So that's why here I don't want to implement in the vertical formation. So here I'm implementing the only horizontal formation only. So that's why here I'm taking only view pager. Okay, so here I want to swipe the complete screen. Okay, this white part, this complete white part I want to swiping. So that's why here I'm taken width as a match parent and both height as a match parent. Okay, so here I'm topping width as a match parent and height as a match parent. That's why here I will occupy the full screen of the screen. Okay, so now here just to give the id property, android colon id. Okay, so here I am writing the id name as a pager. See, these all are id, these all id names are user defined ids and it should be unique. Okay, so now my designing part is completed. Okay, so this is the designing part. Okay, so the code is available in our chat box, so please go through it if anyone facing the issue. Okay, okay. So now we need to configure these IDs. We need to configure these IDs inside your Java file. Okay, so inside your Java file. Okay, so your Java file name is mainActivity.java file. Java file name is mainActivity.java file. Okay, so the first component is tab layout. First component is tab layout. So please create the global variable. So that is tab layout. Okay, so same way. So here I'm creating the view pager also. View pager, view pager. Okay, so here I'm creating two global variables. With the help of these variables, we need to configure the IDs. With the help of these variables, we need to configure the IDs. Okay, so tab layout equal to find v by id r dot id dot tab. Okay, so in XML file, so I mentioned tab layout id as tab. Okay, so same way, so you can configure the view pager also. View pager find v by id, find v by id r dot id dot pager. Okay, so here I'm writing tab layout id and view pager id. Okay, so this is all about the configuration of part. Okay, so we are completed up to the third steps. Okay, so we are completed up to three steps, and the main heart of this concept, that is create the adapter class. Okay, so the next step is create adapter class. Okay, so here we can create the adapter classes in a two different manners. So that for another first one is So to create the inner class, and another one is to create a separate Java file. Okay, so tomorrow's sessions I will create the separate Java file, and the today's session, so I will completed this adapter class in inside the Java class only. That means to create the inner class. Okay, so how to create the inner class? Just write class. So here I am writing the tab adapter. See, this class name is user defined class name. This class name is user defined class name. Okay, so you can write anything, so no matter what. Okay, so this class name should be extends with fragment manager, or sorry, fragment page adapter or fragment state page adapter. Okay, so fragment page adapter or fragment state page adapter. So both functionality is common. So you can choose anything, anyone, no problem. Okay, so here I'm displaying the static tabs, and so that's why you need to take anything. So no problem. Okay, so I'm taking a fragment pager adapter. Okay, so you all are getting error. Okay, so you all are getting error here. So why? Because so as I discussed in the theory part, so here inside the this adapter class, we need to create the constructor and we need to implement the methods, get count method and the get item method. Okay, so that's why here it's showing the error. So why? Because in this tab adapter class, it expecting the methods, but here as of now we didn't create any methods. That's why it's throwing the error. Okay, so you need to remove this error with implementing the methods. Okay, so just place your cursor inside the error. Place your cursor inside the error. Just click on Alt Enter. Okay, just click on Alt Enter. So here there is a option called Implement Methods. Okay, so here there is a option called Implement Methods. Right? Just click on Implement Methods. So now you all are getting that these two suggestions in pop-up dialog. You all are getting these suggestions. Okay, so by default these two suggestions is automatically selected. Okay, so just click on OK. Okay, once again I'm repeating here, extends with the fragment pager adapter. So after that, just place your cursor, click on Alt Enter, select implement methods. We have two suggestions, that is get item and get count. Then click on OK. So now in our project and in our Java class, we have two methods is available. Okay, and even though so my error is not removing. So why? Because so we need one more property, that is constructor. There is no default constructor here as of now. Okay, so now place your cursor here. Same error. Just click on Alt Enter. So now here there is an option called create a constructor matching super. Okay, so here there is a in suggestions there is an option called create a constructor and a matching super. Just click on it. So now it will having the two suggestions. Here now all of you select the first one. Okay, so you have two suggestions. Then click on first option and click on OK. Okay, so the constructor is available. The default constructor is available. Okay. Okay, so now you from your end also the error is removing. Okay, so this is a simple adapter class without implementing any functionality. Okay, so now we need to implementing the functionality. Okay, inside the get item method, we need to configure the fragments, and get count method, so we need to return the count. Okay, so here as of now we didn't create any fragments. If you want to configure the fragment, first of all we need to create the fragment. Okay, so as of now we didn't create any fragments here, right? So now we need to create the fragments. Okay, so like same creating the as the activities. Okay, so just to right click on first package, right click on first package, new, right click on first package, new, select fragment. So by the, previously we are selecting the activities, so but here we are selecting the fragment. In case if you are choosing the fragment, so we have so many fragments is available. So in that, so all of you select the blank fragment within the parenthesis, blank is available. So all of you choose this one. Okay, all of you choose this one, fragment blank. If you are clicking like this, so we are getting the one on pop-up dialog. So one screen is available. Now you all of you observe carefully. This yellow color border is in a fragment. This yellow color border is created as a fragment, and the background white color is an activity. So that means the fragment is created as a inside the activity. Okay, so that's why the app size is reducing. Okay, so now we need to change this name. Okay, so fragment name. Okay, so for understanding purpose, so here I'm creating charts. Okay, so here I'm creating charts, fragment name charts. Now then click on finish, click on finish. Okay, so the fragment is created. So same process, so you need to repeat 2 or 3 times. So why? Because we need to swipe the fragments. So that's why in case if you are creating the more than 2 fragments, so you can easily find the swiping. Okay, see now all of you observe here, so your activity code is different. Okay, so if you observe carefully, your activities code is different and your fragment code is different. Okay, so it is slightly different. So here we need to working with only this on create view method. Okay, so here we need to working with this on create view method. Okay, so no problem. So I will tell you why we are creating this on create view method. So those all those things in our tomorrow session. Okay, so because of tomorrow sessions we are completed the recycler concept. So in the concepts I will explain it. Okay, so same way, so you need to create as a one more fragment. So for easily understanding, so same process. So right click on first package, new fragment, select a blank fragment. So you can change your fragment name, status, then click on finish. Okay, the status fragment is creating like this. So same way you need to create a one more fragments if it is required. 2 fragments is enough for a swiping. So for easily understanding purpose, in case if you are creating the one more fragment, so you can create it. There is no problem. So like that, so you can create a number of fragments. So I'm changing my third fragment name as a calls. Don't know how much time it is taken for Gradle building. Okay, so I think also from your end it is completed, if I am not wrong. So from my end it is takes lot of time. Okay, so anyway, see, so after creating these fragments, uh, just observe your manifested XML file. So in previous concept in intents, so if you are creating the two different activities, so you need to configure your activity configuration here like this. Okay, so but in fragments, no need to configure it. Okay, so because it is created as a layer. Okay, so now inside the get item method, so we need to configure your fragments. Okay, so if you are observe in get item method, it is a written integer value. Okay, so in get item method, it is written as a integer value. The integer object is position. Okay, so integer object is a position. Okay, so here you can write the switch case, switch position, switch position. Okay, so like that, like this. So you already know it how to write this switch case. So inside the switch case, you need to write the conditions. So these conditions will be changing based on this position. Okay, so your conditions will be changing this based on this position, right? Now write the cases. So case 0. So here I'm writing the by default the return statement. So in case if you are writing the return statement, so no need to create the instance of the particular class. Okay, so that's why here I'm creating default as a return statement. New charts, new charts. Okay, so by default here I'm creating the return statements. That's why no need to write the break statement here. So by default, by generally, so in switch case, so each and every case we need to write the break statement. So here I'm using the return statement. So that's why no need to write the break statement here. Okay, so return case 1, return new status, new status, and same like that. So case 3, case 3 return new calls. Okay, so sorry, case 3 not as in case 3, so case 2. So this is the way you need to configure your fragments. You need to configure your all fragments. In case if you have 5 fragments, so you need to adding 2 or more cases like case 3, case 4, case 5. Okay, and the next part is get count method. Get count. So here I'm configuring 3 fragments. Here I'm configuring 3 fragments. Okay, so 3 fragments. So now here we need to give the return count as 3. We need to give the return count as a 3. Okay, by default it is a 0, so we need to change to 3. Okay, so in case if you have the 5 fragments, so you need to return 5. In case if you have 10 fragments, you need to return 10. Like that, so you need to change your return count. Okay, so now in case if you want to display the titles of each and every tab, so like if it is a status fragment, it is a calls fragment, it is a charts fragment, it is a some blah, etc, etc. Okay, so in case if you want to display some hint message to the user, so you need to mention the titles. Okay, so for implementing the titles, so we need to implement the get page title method. Get page title method. Okay, so get page title method. Okay, just select this one, get page title. So inside this method, so about the return statement, so you need to write again the switch case. So because it is an integer parameter, so you need to write the switch case. Switch position. So inside this switch case switch, so you need to write the cases. Case 0 return. See, the titles should be in string formation. Okay, so you need to write the return as a string. Charts, return charts. Case 1 return status. Case 2 return calls. Okay, so here I'm implementing in above case above method. So we are passing only 3 fragments. So that's why here I'm writing 3 cases only. Okay, so in case if you have a 5, so you can write the 5 cases, no problem. Okay, so this is all about the adapter functionality. This is the way you need to develop your adapter class, right? Means we are completed up to the 4th step. Okay, so we are completed up to the 4th step. So now we need to create 5th step and 6th steps. 5th step is set adapter to the view pager, and 6th step is set up with view pager to the tab layout, right? See, as of now we are implementing these all functionalities in our adapter class. Your adapter class name is tab adapter, right? Your adapter class name is tab adapter. So, but we need to configure these entire adapter class, to your onCreate method, inside your onCreate method. Okay, so you need to write like this: set adapter to the view pagers. That's why here view pager object is view pager dot set adapter. Inside the set adapter, so you need to call your adapter class name. So okay, so I need to here I'm calling my adapter class name is like this. So like new space tab adapter, new space tab adapter. See here inside that this tab adapter, so you need to call the fragment manager. So why? Because here inside your constructor the fragment manager is available. So this fragment manager will take care of these all fragments, which fragment is replacing, which fragment is adding, which fragment is removing. Okay, so these all functionalities will take care by this fragment manager. So that's why we need to implement this fragment manager inside our adapter class. Okay, so here, so you need to write like get support fragment manager. Here you need to write like this: get support fragment manager. Okay, so now the next part is, so you need to set adapter to the set up with vpager to the tab layout. Okay, so tab layout dot setup with view pager, tab layout dot setup with view pager. So here you need to call your view pager object, that is view pager, that is view pager. Okay, so I repeat again. So view pager dot set adapter, new adapter. Inside this adapter, you need to implement the get support fragment manager. So why? Because this fragment manager will take care of these all those things: either fragment removing or not, fragment adding or not, fragment replacing or not, fragment deleting or not. Okay, so after that, so we need to implement in the setup with vpager to the tab layout. That's why here I'm calling like this. Okay, so now your application is ready. It's implementing all the functionalities. So now run your application and just check your output. Okay, so just run your application and check your output. Okay, so it takes some time so to executing your application. Okay, so meanwhile, from your end, so if anyone get the output, so please let me know. So I think if I'm not wrong, so I think so today the feedback form share with your WhatsApp groups. Just okay, just wait a minute. Okay, so just wait. Just wait here only. So the feedback form will be sent your chat box within 2 minutes. Okay, so your feedback form will be sent by head office team. So within 2 minutes. Just wait a minute. Okay. So the application is completed. So you can run your applications from your end also. Okay, so it takes a lot of time from my system. Okay, so if it is not executing today, so I will show the output tomorrow's session. Okay, so your application is completed. Okay, so I will show the output in tomorrow's session. So, but you may please stay here. The feedback link will be sent by the head office team. Just wait here.